They call it the silent killer, but the truth is, it's not silent, it's just subtle, hidden, patient. It doesn't scream, it whispers, it waits. While you sleep, while you eat, while you say, I feel fine. But inside, it's tightening, it's pressurizing, it's preparing to strike. No warning, no mercy, just one event and life changes forever. And here's the real danger. It doesn't come from one bad choice. It comes from 1,000 little ones, stacked, repeated, unnoticed, and unless you see them, it keeps winning. That's what this video is. Not a lecture, not a scare tactic. This is a mirror, a wake-up, a map out of the trap, because you don't need a medical degree to take back control. You need the right awareness, delivered in the right way, at the right time, and that time is right now. So listen closely. What you're about to learn could be the difference between a silent threat and a powerful return to balance. Let's begin. Mistake number 1, medication missteps. It starts small, a missed dose, a forgotten refill, a tiny decision that whispers, I'll take it later. But blood pressure doesn't wait, and your heart, it never sleeps. You see, the most dangerous mistakes aren't dramatic. They're subtle, invisible, repetitive, like skipping your meds, taking them at the wrong time, or stopping them altogether because you feel fine. But let's be clear, feeling fine is not the same as being safe. Because the truth about blood pressure medication, it's not there to make you feel better. It's there to keep disaster away. That quiet little pill isn't just adjusting a number. It's protecting your heart, your brain, your kidneys, your future, but only if you take it consistently. And yet, so many seniors slip, not out of laziness, but out of habit, or fear, or just not knowing what's really at stake. Some skip because they feel okay. Some cut pills to save money. Some try to stretch bottles longer, thinking, what's the harm? But every skipped dose is a small opening, a tiny fracture, a silent invitation for pressure to rise behind the scenes. And when blood pressure spikes, you usually feel nothing. No warning, no alarm. But inside, the arteries tighten, the heart strains, the damage begins, and all the while, you don't see it, not until it's too late. Because this is the illusion, that if it doesn't hurt, it doesn't matter. But blood pressure doesn't announce itself. It accumulates, quietly, ruthlessly. And here's what most people never realize. Stopping your medication because your numbers look good is like canceling the fire department because your house hasn't burned down. The numbers look good because it's working. That's not your cue to stop. That's your confirmation to continue. And if side effects are creeping in, don't go silent. Speak. Your doctor can adjust the dose, switch the type, tailor it to your body, but only if you tell them. Silence can be fatal. Here's the shift you must make. Your medication isn't a burden. It's a ritual. It's armor. It's your quiet defense against chaos. Make it part of your rhythm. Same time, same habit, every day. Use a pill organizer. Set alarms. Keep a checklist. Create structure so strong that forgetting it becomes impossible. And if affordability is an issue, speak up. There are generics, discount programs, options. But skipping isn't one of them, because blood pressure management isn't a short-term fight. It's a long-term contract with your future self. One dose at a time, one day at a time, one clear decision that says, I protect my heart, I protect my mind, I protect my life. Because every missed dose is a gamble, and every kept promise is power. Mistake number 2, hidden sodium, the salt that slips through. You think you're doing everything right. No salt shaker on the table, no extra pinches, no visible harm. But the truth? Salt doesn't need your permission to destroy you. It's already inside your kitchen. It's already inside your body, hidden, masked, lurking. And if you're not looking for it, you'll never see it coming. Because most of the sodium that elevates your blood pressure isn't on top of your food. It's inside it. It's in the canned soup that says healthy. It's in the frozen dinner that says low fat. It's in the crackers, the breads, the sauces, even the foods that claim to be your friend. Sodium is the quiet saboteur. It inflames, it bloats, it retains water. It swells your blood volume and presses harder against your arteries. But you don't feel it. You don't taste it. You just trust the label. While your pressure climbs in silence, here's what they won't tell you. Most healthy packaged foods are loaded with salt, not for flavor, but for shelf life, preservation disguised as nutrition. And every bite you take, another invisible dose. And for the aging body, this is a loaded weapon. As we grow older, our kidneys weaken. Our ability to flush excess sodium drops. Sensitivity rises. The same amount of salt that did nothing in your 30s can skyrocket your pressure in your 60s. You don't get a warning. You just wake up tired, swollen, heavy, and one day, broken. But here's the shift. This isn't about guilt. This is about awareness. Because once you see where sodium hides, you take your power back. Read the labels. Don't look for calories. Look for salt. Look for less than 140 milligrams per serving. Choose low sodium, no salt added, fresh, frozen without sauce, and rinse every can. These small steps, they add up fast. They clear the pressure. They restore balance. They give your arteries space to breathe. And yes, your taste buds might rebel. They've been trained to crave the sharp, the fake, the overload, but the tongue resets. And when it does, you start tasting food again. Not salt, but flavor, color, life. And here's the truth most people never reach. Cutting sodium doesn't kill joy, it resurrects it. Because when your blood flows freely, when your heart isn't fighting to push, you feel lighter, brighter, sharper. Every bite becomes a message. I choose clarity. I choose power. I choose pressure that works for me, not against me. And that starts with a single question. What's really hiding in this? Ask it every time, because the hidden is always more dangerous than the obvious. Mistake number 3, not monitoring blood pressure regularly. You can't feel high blood pressure, not at first, not until it's too late. It doesn't knock, it doesn't scream. It just waits, building, pressing, claiming ground inside your body in silence. And that's what makes it deadly. Because the most dangerous condition is the one you don't know is happening. You go about your day, you smile, you laugh, you feel fine. But your numbers, they could be rising right now. That's why one of the biggest, most overlooked mistakes is not checking your blood pressure regularly. Waiting for your yearly appointment, it's not enough. One reading at the clinic, it doesn't tell the truth. Because blood pressure isn't static. It shifts, it surges, it reacts. Stress spikes it, salt inflames it, sleep changes it. Even the position of your arm can skew the result. And here's what they never told you. Monitoring your blood pressure at home isn't just a health habit, it's a life-saving ritual. Because every daily reading, it gives you data, patterns, insight. It shows you what's working and what isn't. It helps your doctor help you. It gives you back the power. Without it, you're walking blind, guessing, hoping, reacting. And hope isn't a strategy, not when your heart is on the line. Here's the shift. You're not a patient. You're not waiting for news. You're taking command. You're watching the signals. You're adjusting the plan. And the tools, they're simple. Affordable home monitors, large displays, memory tracking. No need for guesswork, just rhythm. Choose a time. Morning before caffeine, evening before dinner. Same time, same position, same intention. Sit, breathe. Wait 5 minutes. No talking. Arms supported. Feet flat. Then press and track it. Paper log, application, doesn't matter. What matters is the pattern. Because that pattern, it speaks. It tells you what that healthy frozen meal did. It shows you how your walk helped. It proves your progress. It exposes your risks before they become events. And if you're afraid to see the numbers, that fear isn't protection. It's a prison. The truth is, what you avoid grows. What you track transforms. This isn't about pressure. This is about clarity. This is about building a relationship with your body. Not guessing from a distance, not waiting for damage, but listening every day. And when you bring that data to your doctor, you're no longer a passive file, you're an active force. You're shaping your care. You're preventing, not just surviving. Because your health isn't a reaction, it's a rhythm. And that rhythm starts with, I check, I track, I act. No more guessing, no more waiting, no more silence. Let this be the habit that brings the invisible into the light. Mistake number 4, letting stress go unmanaged. Stress, it doesn't shout, it doesn't break down the door, it slips in quietly and takes root in your shoulders, in your jaw, in your sleep, in your breath. And most people, they don't see it because they've been trained to survive it, not to heal from it. You ask them how they feel and they say, I'm fine, I'm used to it, I've been through worse. But their body tells a different story, tense, worn, always braced for the next blow. And here's the truth, stress isn't just a feeling, It's a physiological event. Every time you get anxious, your body floods with hormones, cortisol, adrenaline. Your blood vessels constrict, your heart rate rises, and your blood pressure, it climbs and stays high, even after the moment is over. Because the mind forgets, but the body doesn't. And when stress becomes your background noise, your blood pressure starts to live there too. You don't need a dramatic life to be affected. Sometimes it's quiet pressure, bills, family tension, loneliness, too much news, too much noise. And yet you tell yourself, I'm just tired. I'll rest later. This is just life. But unmanaged stress doesn't stay quiet. It stacks, it compounds, it hardens your arteries from the inside out. And no medication on earth can undo what chronic tension keeps repeating. But here's the shift. You don't need a retreat. You don't need to escape to a mountaintop. You need to build a ritual, a system for releasing pressure before it becomes pain. It starts with one breath, deep, slow, intentional. Because when you breathe deeply, you send a message to your heart. You are safe now. Then you move, walk, stretch, shake your body like you're shedding static. Stress lives in stillness. Movement sets it free. Silence helps too. Turn off the noise, close your eyes, listen to wind, or music, or nothing. Even 5 minutes can reboot your nervous system. You don't have to solve your life in one sitting. You just have to interrupt the loop. Because the loop of stress is the loop of inflammation. And inflammation is the root of everything you're trying to avoid. Now hear this clearly. Ignoring stress doesn't make you strong. It makes you numb. And numbness is not resilience, it's retreat. The real strength is building space, creating calm, owning your inner environment, no matter what the outer world does. So start now. Make space every day for breath, for stillness, for processing. It doesn't take hours, it just takes honesty. Ask yourself, what's been sitting in my chest? What have I pushed aside? What emotion am I trying not to feel? And then feel it. Let it pass. Let it go. Not because you're weak, but because you're no longer willing to carry it. Because this is not about managing pressure. It's about refusing to let it define you. Let this be your new rhythm. Breathe, move, release, reset. Because you don't need more control. You need more capacity to hold peace in the face of chaos. And that is how the silent killer loses its grip. Mistake number 5. Ignoring physical inactivity. They say rest is recovery, but for too many, rest has become the default. We sit, we scroll, we wait, we tell ourselves we're taking it easy, when what we're really doing is slowly slipping away. Because when your body stops moving, it doesn't just get stiff, it gets silent. And silence is where blood pressure builds. Your heart, it's a muscle. And every muscle that goes unused forgets its strength. It works harder, it pushes tighter, it struggles to do what used to come easy. And day by day, that struggle turns into strain. That strain turns into pressure. And that pressure, it becomes your normal. You weren't born to sit still. You were built to move, to carry, to bend, to walk with purpose. And when that purpose is stripped away, so is your rhythm, so is your resilience. But here's what they never told you. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. You don't need punishment. You need motion, daily, intentional, consistent, because every step tells your arteries, I'm still alive. It's not about becoming an athlete. It's about refusing to decay. Walk around the block, stretch in the morning sun, march in place for a minute, do toe taps during the commercial break, roll your shoulders while waiting for the kettle to boil. Every micro movement is a message, a reminder that your body is still in command. And here's the magic. When you move more, you breathe deeper. When you breathe deeper, you think clearer. When you think clearer, you choose better. And when you choose better, your blood pressure starts to shift, not from medication, but from momentum. And for the older body, that kind of shift is everything, because blood vessels don't respond to words. They respond to motion, circulation, oxygen, rhythm. And if you fear the movement because of pain, balance, or fatigue, let me give you this truth. The body doesn't get stronger from stillness. It gets stronger from listening, from starting slow, from building with care. Chair exercises, wall-supported squats, gentle stretches, even a walk to the mailbox is a beginning. And beginnings, repeated, become power. If you don't know where to start, ask your doctor or a physical therapist. There are people who can guide your first steps. but no one can take them for you. This isn't just about heart health. It's about reclaiming territory, not just of your body, but your dignity, because stillness might feel safe, but movement is what makes you feel alive. Let this be your new internal voice. I move because I choose to keep living. I stretch because I refuse to shrink. I walk because I'm not done walking. You don't need to break records. You just need to break the habit of being still. And when you do, blood flows, pressure drops, and you return. Mistake number 6, overusing caffeine or alcohol. A cup of coffee, a glass of wine. It feels small, harmless, even comforting. But not all comfort is peace. Some comfort is distraction, and some distraction comes with a cost. That cost is pressure, not emotional pressure, but literal, physiological, blood-moving pressure. Let's talk caffeine. It sharpens you, wakes you up, gives you momentum, but it also does something else. It tightens your blood vessels, accelerates your heart rate, and for the sensitive body, especially the aging body, even a small hit can trigger a pressure spike you never see coming. Coffee, tea, soda, energy drinks, even chocolate, all delivering the same stimulant, a molecule that makes your system move faster than it wants to. And not everyone reacts the same. Some drink coffee like water and feel nothing. Others, 1 cup, and the system starts to shiver. Tension rises, sleep is interrupted, and blood pressure quietly climbs. But here's the trap. Because it's part of your routine, you don't question it, it feels familiar, which makes it feel safe. But familiarity is not the same as alignment. And then there's alcohol, a glass to wind down, to relax, to soften the day. But alcohol's softness is deceptive, because while it may ease your mind temporarily, it raises your blood pressure, it interferes with your medication, it disrupts your sleep, and it dehydrates your system. The very organ trying to regulate your blood volume gets overloaded, and in that overload, stability is lost. And for seniors, the effects hit harder, last longer, recover slower. What starts as a reward becomes a weight. And let's not forget the hidden layers. Alcohol can deepen anxiety, trigger emotional swings, delay healing, mask symptoms, all while quietly elevating the pressure inside your body, even when your mind feels relaxed. But here's the shift. You're not being asked to give it all up. You're being called to choose with awareness, because this isn't about restriction, it's about precision. It's about knowing your body well enough to say, this helps me, or this hurts me. And when you realize that certain habits are costing you sleep, or clarity, or pressure balance, you start to see what comfort is really worth. That's when alternatives become powerful. Try herbal teas, chamomile, mint, lemon balm. They calm your system without overclocking it. Try warm lemon water, naturally hydrating, liver-loving, pressure-safe. Try flavored sparkling water with fresh herbs or fruit slices. Pleasure with purpose, because rituals don't have to end. They just have to evolve. Let your routine become a signal of power, not dependency. And speak this into your identity. I don't escape with substances. I create with intention. I listen to my body, and I choose what keeps me steady. When do you? Blood pressure stops fluctuating with every sip. Energy becomes stable. Sleep becomes deeper. And the body begins to trust itself again. Because sometimes, the most radical form of healing is simply becoming conscious of what you consume. Mistake number 7, not communicating with your healthcare provider. You take the pills, you eat the right foods, you show up to your appointments once a year, and still, something's off. But instead of speaking up, you stay quiet, you nod, you act like it's fine, because you don't want to bother anyone. You don't want to seem dramatic, you don't want to be judged. But here's the truth, silence can be fatal. When it comes to high blood pressure, what you don't say can cost you more than what you do. Your doctor is not a mind reader. They don't see your dizziness at night. They don't feel your fatigue after meals. They don't know that you stopped your meds 2 weeks ago because something didn't feel right. And if they don't know, they can't help. Every symptom ignored, every question unasked, every update withheld, all of it builds a gap between what's happening and what's being treated. And in that gap, mistakes grow because blood pressure isn't a fixed number. It shifts. It responds to stress, diet, supplements, medications, even the weather. And if your care team isn't up to date, you're not getting care. You're getting guesses. but it doesn't have to be that way. Here's the shift. You are not a burden. You are a partner. This is your body, your health, your future, and no one will ever care about it more than you. So speak. Tell them what's happening, the side effects, the mood changes, the supplements you started, the symptom you thought wasn't worth mentioning. Because the smallest detail can change everything. And bring your log, the numbers you've tracked, the trends you've noticed. This transforms your appointment from a guess into a strategy. And if transportation is a challenge, ask about telehealth. Virtual appointments now exist to meet you where you are, because your body doesn't wait for convenience, and neither should your care. Even your emotional health matters. Stress, loneliness, fear, they all push pressure higher. And if you don't speak them, you carry them alone. But you were never meant to fight this alone. You are the center of your team, and the more you speak, the stronger your strategy becomes. So now you know. You've seen the traps, the blind spots, the rituals that slowly raise your pressure while your guard is down. And more importantly, you now know how to take command. Now you have awareness, and with it comes choice. So here is your new truth. You are not managing blood pressure. You are mastering energy, circulation, focus, longevity, freedom. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be present. Start with one decision, then the next, then the next. And let your daily choices echo. I protect what matters. I build what lasts. I live with pressure that serves me, not destroys me. Because your heart, it's listening every single day.